This is a demand for non-payment of rent. The arrearage was extensive through February, 10,482.17. We have service by attachment, so we're not able to do a default. But Mr. Rognus and the Learns are both scheduled to be here next Friday, May 8th at 9:30. Mr. and Mrs. Learn, has this tenant vacated the unit?
So she vacated it about 3 months ago. And she let 4 cats roam around in there. And the cats pooped on the couches, the floors, peed everywhere. It's flea infested. The apartment's total disaster. And
So are the cats still in there?
no, we finally got them out, but I couldn't do it myself because I can't go in there.
Oh my. Well, all right, we're gonna have to wait one more week, as long as you have the cats out of there. Any idea where she went?
Yes, she's over in Paw, Michigan right now. And when she came in front of you here the last time, she promised that when she got her settlement on her Social Security, she was going to pay us. And
Yes, I
that was right in
remember.
front of you and everybody, and she didn't do that.
Well, I believe the Learns are gonna be treating for bugs, and they may need some access into this property in the. They post the door with a 24 notice, they should be okay to go in and treat.
All right, between now and then?
Yes,
What I will do next week is I'll probably, if they vacate it, I'll grant immediate possession.
okay.
But we're gonna have to continue it to May 8th at 9:30 a.m. At that time, plan to grant immediate possession.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, you guys are set to be here next Friday morning anyway, and so is Mr. Rognus. I'll see you at 9:35 next Friday, May 8th.
Yeah, we've
Thank
got.
you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm not exactly clear what this is. It was filed as a complaint
Yeah, Your Honor,
for
we amended.
non-payment of rent.
Your Honor, if I may, we filed an amendment. This is based on a 30-day just cause termination.
All right, well, let's go back to that. So first of all, you filed a complaint for non-payment of rent. Rent is zero, first of each month. Then you filed a demand for possession just cause. That requires 3 lates in a 12-month period or other cause. That was served on the defendant, well, it was filed on February the 6th.
I did pay that.
You are in violation of the community rules and regulations. Specifically, you failed to pay your rent on time 3 times or more in a 12-month period. This is a good old-fashioned just cause termination. Council, not just in this park, but many car parks got away from this and were filing other things. This is the way it's supposed to be done. If you're late 3 months in a 12-month period, they can ask to terminate your tenancy, in which case you would have 10 days to move out and 90 days to move or sell the mobile home. We've had some previous litigation over this lot, but Ms. Zerley, they're asking you to move, not pay
I
the rent.
understand that.
They're asking you to move, and it's not easy.
Could I
Well,
add something? Okay.
You're renting the lot, and you're either buying or own the mobile home. So they're evicting your trailer off the lot. Yes, what do you want to tell me?
I have not been refusing to pay. She is making me and putting me in the position where I have to go to Walmart. I have the money to pay them. She knows that my car is not licensed right. My purse was stolen, so I don't have a driver's license. She's aware of that. It was very convenient. And I don't have any refusals to pay. She just wants me to go to Walmart. And I'm like, I don't drive, for one. I have no family, no friends here. I'm just now starting to find rides and figure out the whole system with St. Joseph's transportation and all that, which I had no idea existed. But that is why I have not paid. And I didn't get a bill on my door this month. So I actually asked her about it the other day. I'm like, hey, what's up? I'm not refusing to pay at all. I just am getting harassed by residents here, and it's getting old. So I've kind of decided I'll sell because they're not doing anything about what's happening to me. I have umpteen dozens of pictures I'm sure nobody wants to see, or phone calls nobody wants to hear. My life has been threatened by someone who lives in this park.
Your Honor, I have to object.
It's the whole family that lives around me.
All right, stop.
I'm done.
When you
That's all I wanted to
say
say.
she is refusing your rent, who are you referring to?
Hey, Jesusa or Jessie,
Cheshire.
whatever she goes by. Yeah.
Mr. Levine, the
I
complaint isn't clear. Stop.
Your Honor, if I
what-
may respond,
Yes.
we FedExed an amended complaint. I noticed that the non-payment complaint was filed instead of the termination of tenancy complaint. So we FedExed an amended complaint and mailed a copy to the defendant, and it went out. It looks like it just went out on
It did.
on April yesterday. So we are amending our complaint to use the SCAO form, termination of tenancy for a mobile home park and a mobile homeowner, and a just cause term, and we can establish cause with 3 times late in a 12-month period, that there were 3 7 days that were sent and that was paid after the time period on the demand.
But
Also, it sounds like Ms. Zierli is ready to vacate and sell her home. So perhaps we could resolve it for the court today with a consent judgment
All
consistent
right, well,
with the
let's
statute.
talk about that.
Yeah,
Ms. Early, one option is you can move or sell the mobile home and then vacate. And
I
they
just
may.
don't think it's fair that she
purchase.
refused payment and now this is where I'm at. They basically got
All
their
right,
money
well,
the first time, more than one.
stop. One thing is refusing payment, the other is not paying it. You're saying, well, I don't have a car to drive to Walmart. I don't know if that's how their system is. You just, hey,
She
you
won't
haven't
let me
paid
do
it.
it online.
All
I
right,
told her
you may,
I couldn't
you
do
may
it on.
have some offenses. Legal aid is not here today. We had an extensive hearing with her yesterday, Wednesday, and we're still going with another tenant.
I would like a continuation, and I would like to discuss with Ms. DeCenzo on what she thinks my home is worth, and I want to be given
All right,
an amount of
let's,
time, at least a month,
Please
to
down
move.
that path. I'm going to adjourn this 2 weeks rather than, you just
Okay.
got the notice done. Just a minute. If you were here
Yeah.
live, you'd have visual cues and you'd understand
I know.
what's, you're here just by telephone. You can't really see what I'm doing or see anybody else. So when you do it next time,
I'm
you
coming
need
in
to
next
come
time.
here to the court or be able to zoom in, but I'm going to continue this for 2 weeks to May 15th at 10:30. Does that work for you, Mr. Levine?
yeah. May we appear on Zoom for that?
Yes, certainly.
Thank you. That works.
And I will be there.
All right, you're welcome to be here. All right, now, in the meantime, I'm going to put you guys in a breakout room and let you at least explore the options of perhaps purchasing the mobile home and agreeing on a move-out date.
Thank you.
So
I do have one question for you before you do that. I actually had tried to get into another mobile home park, but they looked me up online and saw that I had been previously evicted from this last going through that we had. And so
Yes.
they wouldn't let me move in because it already showed I'd been evicted on the record. So for me trying to find somewhere now, just because that's already on there, has been a challenge. Is there any way that that can disappear? I ended up paying for it. And they did receive my previous payments before my other payment, which I still have proof of that you've already judged on it, so I don't think you'll go back on it.
Well, you have the previous case, which was 252106 OT.
That caused problems for me getting in anywhere.
252106. That's the
And I do have
previous
the money
case.
to pay them. I could pay them today.
All right, well,
I
that's something they
honestly,
can also consider, but stop. They want you to pay them on their terms, not yours. When they.
I was
expect
gonna
the rent-
ask if there's any way I could pay the
when
court.
they- All right, stop. They want you to pay on their terms, not yours.
Yep.
They don't accept green cash anymore, and there are other ways to pay. But at this point, they've simply said your rent is late 3 times in a 12-month period, and we wish to terminate the tenancy. As I indicated, you can once again seek assistance from legal aid, but you can also negotiate perhaps a sale of the trailer and relocation. You don't have to, but because of the way this was pled and repled, notice to you, I'm gonna adjourn it for 2 weeks. In the meantime, right now, I'm gonna put you all in a breakout room. I'll be here. And you can talk at least tentatively about options for perhaps sale or relocation of this. So our next hearing date is Friday, May 15th at 10:30. They can come by Zoom, you can come by Zoom, or you have to appear live. So Mr. Senzo, I'm gonna put you in there. You've got the authority to make a lot of these decisions, and I'll put Mr. Levine in there.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And then I'll put Shauna Zerly in there. The title of the case is Golden Pond Estates versus Laurie Diehouse. This is filed as a termination of tenancy for 3 late periods in a 12-month period. 3 late payments in a 12-month period. That is just cause under the mobile home statute. They're asking you to move to terminate your tenancy. If they get what they asked for, you would have 10 days to move and 90 days to move or sell your mobile home. What's your position, Ms. Diehouse?
I do have a check that's going in the mail today for 2,100 and something. I forget. That was from last month. And this month, I had Casey go ahead and take out $400 to start on my zero balance for the month.
All right, well, let's back that up. Once they file a termination of tenancy action, they're not supposed to accept any rent. They can, but it can undermine their claim. When did you make a $400 payment?
Today,
So did they accept it?
well, it came out of my bank, and I got a notice on my phone that KC took it out, $402.95 altogether.
All right, well, certainly, Mr. Commandike and Ms. Villa, the park has the ability to change their mind. And they could rather just accept rent than have you and the mobile home leave the park. But there is an issue when they accept payment after they file a notice to terminate tenancy. Mr. Commandike, you got any input on this?
Not a ton of input, but I do, we've talked about this before, right? And while it's clearer under the statute and the rules, the reason it's not as good is because it doesn't leave the tenant with as many remedies, which we've talked about, and we don't like that piece of it. So
Well, when they file a non-payment of rent case, you can pay the rent and redeem the unit. You could also get emergency financial assistance. During COVID, I did a number of these where I would allow a non-payment of rent in a mobile home lot case. It's very
And I
strong.
tried to,
Just a minute, that the law doesn't
Okay.
allow that. So when they file it this way, it doesn't give you the right to get any emergency financial assistance, and it compromises their right to accept payment. So Mr. Cramondike's right. There's problems either way you go. I allow the other way. I'm not sure that I'm entitled to, but there's a split between the Michigan judges on whether you can do it or whether you can't. We need some guidance either from the state legislature or the Michigan Court of Appeals or Supreme Court. I've got other parties in the breakout room right now. Mr. Cromendike, you've got another one. Ms. Diehouse, maybe you could wait. Would there be any benefit in putting the parties in a breakout room?
Yeah, I'd be happy to talk to Ms. Diehouse if you wanted to put myself and Casey in there. I do want to make sure. So my understanding is that once a judgment, if a judgment is issued, Ms. Diehouse would have 10 days to vacate the home. If she doesn't vacate within those 10 days, a writ would be issued, similar to a non-payment of rent case. Is that correct?
Yes. The defendant would have 10 days to vacate the home and 90 days to move or sell the mobile home to get it off the lot.
Correct.
So yeah, this is like an eviction. Theoretically, if they got what they asked for, you'd have 10 days from next Friday to get out of your house. Next Friday is the 8th. You'd have until May 18th to get out, or you'd be subject to being evicted. Now, they could also agree that if you pay all the back rent, they could dismiss the case, or they could agree to buy the mobile home or something else. I want you to stick around for a minute, and we'll perhaps let you talk with the manager, Ms. Villa, and
Judge, I have to
Yes?
go and get a loan just so I can keep my home. I'm disabled. I am an amputee. So it's hard for me to get out and about and around and everything. And like I said, I went and got a loan from the bank just so I can keep my home.
All right, well, stay with me. We'll maybe discuss this further. In the meantime, I've got several other people that have come in here. Vista Meadows Apartments versus Courtney Mercer. Mr. John Bradshaw is here on behalf of the plaintiff. He had submitted a conditional order of dismissal indicating the defendant shall pay $2,353.45 by May 11th to pay rent through May. Did you agree with those terms, Ms. Mercer?
Yes, I did.
All right, I'm going to sign the conditional order of dismissal. Do you plan to pay or move?
I believe it's everything.
Sure. All right, stay in contact with your manager. The matter is dismissed for your agreement to pay $2,353.45 by May 11th. That would pay your rent through May. And then you'll just stay, the next month will be June. Very good, you're good to go.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Okay,
Thank you, Chris.
now let's talk about what we got.
Judge,
Yes,
this is Lori Diehouse. Was I supposed to hang up?
if you were done in the breakout room, you're free to go.
Oh, I haven't been in the breakout room.
Oh, you
Okay.
haven't?
No.
No, we have not gone into the breakout room yet.
Yeah, you stay,
Can I call you here in about an hour, Steve?
say that again?
All right, I'll just stay on the phone.
Yes, we got other business to do. If you were here live, it would be easier, or at least by Zoom. But let me finish our other case, and then I can let you speak with Mr. Kromendijk and Ms.
Okay.
Villa. The next matter is
Thank you.
Golden versus Francis Campos and Roger Gibson. I have Mr. Gibson and Mr. Barfield here, and I have to advise them of their rights as tenants. Mr. Gibson, yours is a just cause termination. The company is asking you to move your mobile home off the lot. You are the defendant in such a case, and as such, I'm going to use my radio announcer voice, you have the right to hire a lawyer. Mr. Levine, did you guys make any progress?
Yeah, we had a good talk, and we're gonna go inspect the home on Monday, see what can be done
All
to
right.
make a deal.
2 weeks.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Now, I've got also Tina Weasel present. Got James Barfield, Ronna, Roger Gibson. Miss Weisel or Weasel, can you hear me?
Yes, I
Trina.
can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. All right,
Yes,
let me
it's
tell
Trina.
that you are here on a landlord-tenant case. In such a
Yes,
case,
sir.
you have a right to hire a lawyer. If you cannot afford an attorney, you could see if legal aid would represent you or seek other legal assistance. You have a right to have the case heard here in St. Joseph County where the property is located. I don't even know why they make me tell you that, because it's never not happened, not one time. But we'll hear the case here in St. Joseph County. You have a right to have a jury trial. If you wish to have a jury trial, you must tell me at this first court appearance or make the demand in writing within 5 days and be prepared to pay the $50 jury demand fee. Unless just judge waives the fee for your inability to pay it. You may be able to get some emergency housing assistance if it is a non-payment of rent case from the Department of Health and Human Services, Community Action Agency, Neighborhood Inc., or potential veterans benefits. We sent that information to you with the original packet. You do not need a judgment against you to receive help from those places. The summons and complaint are sufficient. You've already received that. You may be able to reach an agreement with the landlord by going through mediation. If both parties are interested, the court can help facilitate that and set it up. And finally, you may be able to reach an agreement with the landlord that would result in the issuance of a conditional order of dismissal. Mr. Bradshaw has done at least one of those this morning, and I think this afternoon, and there's another one in the works. But our next case scheduled is Golden Pond Estates versus Campos and Gibson. Where is Roger Campos?
My mother isn't here at the moment. It's just me, Your Honor.
I didn't get that. Where is he?
Well, it's my mother. She isn't available right now. I believe she's at a doctor's appointment, and so it's just me.
All right. Your landlord wants you to move. If they get what they ask for, you would have 10 days to move and 90 days to move or sell the mobile. Is that correct, Mr. Kromendijk?
Correct.
What's your position, Mr. Gibson?
Well, I was gonna see if we could come to some kind of agreement if I paid, because I made a few payments and I plan on making another payment today to chip it down a little bit more, and then the 15th when I get my my paycheck, I plan on chipping it down some more. So I'm trying to pay it off. But as far as the 90-day thing goes, I don't know what I would do in that 90 days. I mean,
All right, well, stay with, they're not asking you to pay the rent. They're asking you to move. But they may be able to make an agreement. So you stay where you are. I'm gonna open a breakout room and I'm gonna put Mr. Cromendike in with the previous tenant along with the manager Casey Villa. Ms. Diehouse, you should go in here automatically. Mr. Cromendike, I'll put you in. Mr. Gibson, you stay with me.
Okay.
And I'll attempt when they're done with their case. All right, next we go back to Sturgis Place Apartments versus Barfield. And we've got Trina, the manager, we've got John Bradshaw, and we've got James Barfield. File number here is 26457LT. Let me make my note. We discussed this last time and discussed a potential conditional order of dismissal. And I don't think I got one in this case.
No, you didn't, Your Honor. We have come at the numbers that are needed. The problem is that Mr. Barfield needs more time than my client's willing to give him. He needs to go through this month and then kind of keep going. So if you could put us in a break.
Last time we were in the month of April, now we're in the month of May. Yeah. What's the current arrearage through May?
Yeah, through May, the current amount in rent is $2,311. There's $268.90 in court costs. So the total due through May, $2,579.90. I did chat with Mr. Barfield briefly this morning. I told him what the numbers were. Mr. Barfield, I did get your message calling back, asking if you could have till the end of the month to pay this. And at this point, I just don't have that authority, and I don't think Ms. Weissel has that authority. We're willing to give you a conditional dismissal payable by the 15th.
Mr. Barfield.
Yes, sir.
What they're asking for is, now you must have paid something because there's actually less due now than there was last month. So you paid something and May's run has been added in there. You have to pay that within 10 days or you're subject to being evicted. They're agreeing to extend this to May 15th. In addition, they don't have to evict you on May 15th. They have 56 days from today to work with you to get the rent paid up. And they have 56 more days to serve the writ. So that's actually 112 days, but it's all in their discretion. They don't have to do that if they don't wish to. They have a waiting list of people that are waiting to get into your apartment. And if they were to have you vacate, they would clean it, re-rent it probably within a week or two. But that would leave a unpaid balance. Now, last time Vicky Barfield was also here. Is she with you?
Yes.
Okay, good. What's your position?
I informed Mr. Bradshaw this morning. I'm not sure if I told him the amount, but I actually was trying to pay $300 on it today, but their site is down. So I told him that I could pay $300 today, $550 on the 11th, and the balance of April on the 27th. And then I would have to do, at the moment, I would have to do a similar thing next month.
Well, they can agree to that, but they don't have to. You must have made, as I said, some payment. This rent is expensive. It's $1,305 a month. My fear is this apartment is more expensive than you can afford. For St. Joe County rents, that's quite expensive. If you lived in Northern California, you could rent a parking space for $1,350 a month, but not a house or apartment. At any rate, let me recap where we are. Through May, you owe $2,311 in rent, $268.90 in court costs. That's the filing fee, service fee, and attorney fee. You have to pay all that under the law within 10 days or you're subject to being evicted. They can agree to some sort of a workout plan like this, but let me reemphasize, they don't have to. So it's my contention that you stay in contact with your manager, Trina, and others who may be in charge there regarding this. But if they get what they ask for, unless you pay the entire amount, you're subject to being evicted 10 days from now, which is May the 8th, excuse me, May the 11th. Mr. Bradshaw, I'd like an order in this one. I don't think I got one.
You want a judgment or can we do a CD?
I'd like a judgment.
Okay, I'll prepare it and send it in, Your Honor.
Now, if you do move, Mr. Barfield, you need to turn in your keys and give your forwarding address in writing within 4 days of your moving. And the only thing that cures it is paying the entire amount. So let's say you owe $2,579.90 and you pay $2,000. Theoretically, if the additional $579.90 is not paid, they could still seek a writ of eviction. But once again, they can agree to some sort of a workout plan with you. They have 56 days from the day to seek the writ of eviction. So you're going to get this order that says you have to pay that amount or move within 10 days, which will be May 11th. So my contention is you need to stay in contact with your manager. And if they're going to seek the writ of eviction, then you need to work on plan B. Everyone tells me, and I don't disbelieve them, they would move if they had somewhere to move to. We don't have enough rental units and we don't have enough affordable rental units. But a landlord is entitled to get their rent. And I didn't make the rules, I just apply them. So you're going to get an order that says you owe $2,579.90 by May 11th, or you're subject to being evicted. If you and the landlord work out a repayment agreement where you get caught up, my suggestion is you put it in writing. All right, Mr. Barfield and Mrs. Barfield, you're going to get this order in the mail. I'll probably get it here in a bit. I don't know if it'll be mailed out tonight or Monday, but that's the amount, $2,579.80. All right.
In a moment.
All right, Mr. Barfield, stay in contact with your manager. She's here and she heard everything I just said.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Trina.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. I gotta bring her back. She's still in limbo, I suspect. All right, we're back. Mr. Kromendijk is back. Casey Villa is back twice. She's logged in here 2 times, and Lori Diehouse is back. This is a just cause termination, and Mr. Kromendijk points out the difficulty in redeeming a just cause termination case. Parties were put in a breakout room Mr. Gibson is waiting and he wants to try the same opportunity. Mr. Kromendijk, how did we do here?
Well, I think we did okay, but you're gonna have to bear with me as I stumble through this. Like I said, we haven't done this process before, but my understanding is this would get scheduled out for a second hearing next week. It sounded like you were saying next Friday.
Yes.
Okay. The park is willing to accept full payment in exchange for dismissal of the case. And we would want that full payment. It sounds like a check is actually already in the mail. And so, you know, but we'd want that full payment before the next hearing. I don't know if a conditional dismissal is appropriate in this type
No,
of
let's
proceeding.
let's just set it for a second hearing.
Okay, and then we'll dismiss it if we get it.
Yes. All right, so that takes us to next Friday. At 10:40, will that work for you?
Hold on one second. 10:40, you said?
Yes. May 8th, 26 at 10:40.
You know, unfortunately, it does not. I actually have another hearing at 10:30.
Well, will something earlier work?
Yeah, something closer to 9:30.
All right, let's see what we got here. How about 8:45?
I can do it.
Does that work for you?
Yes.
Mr.
Yes, that'll be fine with me too.
All right, now if you're paid in full, the whole thing's gonna be dismissed. So that's a benefit.
Right.
If it's not, we'll have a hearing at 8:45.
Okay.
All right, you're good to go.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right, I'm working on it. It isn't so bad. All right, now next, Mr. Roger Gibson is here and he wanted an opportunity to speak in a breakout room as well. We also have Wallace, which is set for 2. Nobody's here on that, so we're not in an urgent rush. So let me put you in a breakout with Mr. Gibson. And I'll contemplate the nature of the universe while you guys are talking. All right, Casey Villa, Roger Gibson, Steve Kromendijk. All right, I'll wait here while you guys discuss your options in this case. And what I would probably do is continue this to 8:50 next Friday when you're already scheduled to be here.
All right.
Mr. Kromendijk points out the conundrum of the proper way to do these with a just cause termination. They don't have any option really but to kick them out when really they think they'd rather keep the trailer and get paid. So like I said, we need some help. I believe we have just one case left, which is Golden Pond Estates versus Wallace. All right, we're just about done with the busy week. Next week, I will be here Monday and here Tuesday, a very busy day Tuesday. We'll go on Wednesday and Thursday at the Michigan Association of Treatment Court Professionals Conference. And we just got a notice, they have a dress code, no jeans. Which I would always wear jeans whenever I don't have to wear a coat and tie. But we are not, we're supposed to dress business casual. May I wear shorts, sweatpants, pajamas. The nature of the mobile home parks has changed, not just in Michigan, but all over the country. These little small country mobile home parks have been purchased by large companies, and they have a council that specializes in representing landlords from somewhere outside the jurisdiction. And that's just part of the evolution of the practice of law, much of which was accelerated by the use of Zoom in these court proceedings. You wouldn't hire a lawyer in Lansing to do a landlord-tenant case in Centerville. They had to drive here from Lansing every day. Or every time there was a hearing, they all had local counsel. But that's different. And it certainly is much more convenient for an attorney like Mr. Cromendike to do 3 hearings in 40 minutes by Zoom from his desk, rather than driving 2 hours out here and 2 hours back. All right, let me bring Mr. Campos back. Or Mr. Gibson. All right, we return to Golden Pond Estates versus Roger Gibson and Francis Campos, lot 37. Mr. Cromendike, the manager of KC Via, and Mr. Gibson have just been in a breakout room. How do we do, Mr. Cromendike?
Well, you know, we're struggling to figure out the mechanics of this process, right? It's just not great. But overall, the park is willing to allow Mr. Gibson and his mother, Miss Campos, to stay if they're able to get their balance caught up in a reasonable amount of time. My understanding is we're looking at adjourning this to next week. After talking to Mr. Gibson, it sounds like he is not going to be able to get the balance caught up until at the 15th of the month. So it would seem to me like one option would be we could adjourn this for a second hearing to something
like till the 15th.
Or to the 18th, so that he has time. He gets paid on the 15th, right? And so I want time for him to actually make that payment. Something like that.
That's acceptable.
Well,
and you're right. You know, you appear all over the state, and as you know, some judges are doing it one way and some judges are doing another. I try to just be consistent.
Yeah, and I think we may do it the other way going forward if you're willing to allow us to do so. But the other option here would be, I suppose, that we adjourn it to the 8th, just like the other one. Even though Mr. Gibson doesn't anticipate being able to pay by then, we could simply not request the writ until
the 18th. If I gave him 10 days from the 8th, it would give him until the 18th to pay it.
Well, to move out technically, right? Not.
Well, yes, to move out, or if you agree to let him pay.
But if he has to pay, we'd have a money judgment, right? So he'd have to pay and move out at that point.
Well,
but we could.
There.
Well, if a judgment were entered on the 8th, I'm saying.
Yes.
Right, but we could allow him to stay by simply not requesting a writ if he were to pay.
Correct. You have 56 days to request the writ. So would you like me to just continue this?
I think let's do that. Let's just adjourn it to the 8th.
All right, 5/8/2021. 26 at 8:50. Let's make it 8:40. These are going to take a while. Start a little early next Friday. All right, Mr. Gibson, you've got substantial arrearage of your rent. How much is the arrearage? It's 3,000.
Currently it's in, it's
1,299.77 plus cost would be a total of 1,614. So it's not overwhelming, but they are willing to allow you to pay the rent rather than seek an eviction. So do you have a tax refund coming or anything?
No, unfortunately this year I didn't get one.
I'm going to continue this to next Friday. I want you to either be here live or in person or be able to connect by Zoom. I don't like doing this by telephone. I can't see you. I don't know if it's you that I'm speaking to. You don't get visual cues from me. We end up talking over each other. It's hard to hear you. So you're either to be here live at the courthouse in Centerville next Friday at 8:40, or you're to Zoom in more than just a telephone. In the meantime, you stay in contact with your manager, Ms. Villa, and if you get this paid, the whole thing can just go away. If you don't, we'll discuss what happens next when I see you next Friday. Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'll see you then. I'm running out of steam here. I got one more to go. Been a long morning with no lunch, although I did eat my lunch. This is Golden Pond Estates versus Kristen Wallace, Teresa Lentz, Everett Valancourt. This goes under the category of no good deed goes unpunished. Mr. Cromendike has filed a motion to extend time for a writ of eviction. Mr. Cromendike, you wish to speak to that?
Yeah, it was in our motion, but we originally filed this case back in September of 2025. We received a judgment on November 10 of 2025, including a money judgment in the amount of $2,959.06. And a writ of eviction was then actually issued on November 25. We continued, however, to work with the defendants and actually entered into a rough payment plan with them with the idea that they would get caught up. I understand that this was a little bit out of order, but this is how it happened in this case. They did not follow through with the payment plan, and we have now extended past the amount of time that we had to actually have the writ served. And so what we're asking for today is for an extension of the amount of time to serve that writ beyond the original 56 days.
All right. How long are you asking for?
My understanding is that we would have it served as soon as we can here.
Well, I'll grant it 10 days.
From 10 days from today?
Yes.
Okay.
I would sign a document extending the date. 10 days from today would be the 11th. So here I've got an order. I'll put in here, not before May 11th, 2026. So they have 10 days, and if they don't vacate, you can ask for the writ.
Oh, I see. Okay, we'd need to file for a new writ.
No, yes.
Okay.
After the 11th, you can file for new writ. Are they still there?
Yes, to my knowledge, they are.
JC, you agree?
Yes, sir.
I'll put after that, plaintiff may seek new writ of eviction. Is this, they own the trailer or is it lot and trailer rental?
They own the trailer.
All right, 90 days to move or sell a mobile home. All right, Ms. Villa, you can let them know they got 10 days to vacate, 90 days to move or sell a mobile home, but this order would go out today.
Yes, Your Honor.
You cited the facts and you did cite the statute, which is the court rule MCR 2.01, et cetera. But I'm gonna give them 10 days rather than immediate eviction and 90 days to move or sell a mobile home. So I've signed that order. It's coming your way.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank
I
you.
think that's it for me.
Yes, it is, thanks.
Yeah, have a good afternoon.
All right, thank you.